Stop trying to be so nice to people. I know you want to try to see the best in people, but people are just the way they are. Stop trying to give so much to a person that you know cannot return it. And then once you finally see that they can't return it, now you want to feel like someone's done something to you. But you knew that person was that way. What are you trying to prove? You're trying to, I don't know, what are you trying to prove? I have to ask myself the same question because I was once there. Trying to figure out how to stop. Because you just set yourself up to get taken advantage of. Trying to, it's like, what do you think that your kindness is going to, yeah, I guess so. You think that your kindness is going to change that person. Very bold of you to assume that. And perhaps a little self-centered, honestly. It's like, I know you want to see the best in people. And you feel like, you know, more kindness in the world can change it. But some people are just the way that they are. And if you notice that they are that way, don't try to think that you can change them and make them a better person by the nice things you do for them. Because they're just gonna take advantage of you. Just like the frozen snake. The man felt so sorry for the snake. He thought he should thaw it out. You know, try to help it live. And guess what? He thawed out the snake, and the snake turned around and bit him. Because it's a snake. And I'd heard that so many times. But that's how I know that you're really meant to learn your lessons in life through experience. People can tell you, you know, everything you need to know till they're blue in the face. But until you see it for yourself, you're never going to get it. It doesn't matter how much they try to tell you. And that's what I've tried to get certain people in my life throughout the years to understand. And they say, well, why can't you just take, you know, these words and not go through that thing? Well, like I said, this life is about experiences. And experience is always going to be the better teacher than to simply listen to the words of another person. It doesn't make you hard-headed just because you want to experience things for yourself. Just because you want to see the result, it's natural. It's literally human nature. People shouldn't be scolded for that. They just have to understand the consequences of their actions and be allowed to deal with them. And not feel like a victim because they're experiencing the consequences of their own actions. But to do so much for a person that you know is selfish and somehow believe that in return they're going to be grateful to you, and when you see that they're not and you feel hurt by it, it's giving victim mentality because you knew what you were dealing with. You knew what kind of person they were. What are you trying to prove, honestly? Like, what are you... If you're going to do the kind things, don't expect anything in return. Expect them to be exactly who they are. If they're selfish and ungrateful, they're going to be selfish and ungrateful even after you give them what you're giving them, you know? We got to stop setting ourselves up for failure here. And setting ourselves up to be disappointed, because as much as you love a person and as much as you want to see the best for them, you have to be realistic about the kind of person that they are and deal with them accordingly. And again, I say this being someone who was that person, who would give so much of myself to people that I knew could not match it. But I deluded myself and convinced myself that, I don't know, I guess, I really think that I felt like it would make them love me more or something like that. Or I really felt that they would then give the same in return. But I knew what I was dealing with. And when I saw that they did not return, that generosity, yeah, I felt hurt. I felt like I was done wrong. But that's not the case. I technically did it to myself. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's like, if I tell you this stove is hot, which the stove is hot right now because I just fried an egg. If I tell you the stove is hot, don't touch it. Or just simply that the stove is hot. And that you're going to burn yourself. And you go and touch the stove thinking, maybe it's not that hot. Maybe I won't get burnt. But you get burnt and you're screaming and hollering. That was your fault. And that's not to try to absolve people of their crappy behavior. But it really helps when we're able to take responsibility for the situations that we find ourselves in, because at the end of the day, we can't necessarily change the way that people are. We can only deal with them according to who they are, so. And this is really big coming from me, because boy, was I that victim. Yeah. People are going to be who they are until they change. And until then, deal with them as they are. As much as you want to love on them, be kind, be nice, thinking that your love can make a difference in their lives. On some occasions, depending on the type of person the person actually is, it does make a difference. Even maybe after you're no longer in their lives, they will think about the fact that you tried. But don't expect them to change as you're dealing with them. Don't expect you doing what you're doing to them now to change now. They may change later on, seeing how much kindness and grace was showed to them. But anyway, yeah. I'm happy I finally learned my lesson.